the show
that informs, improves, and inspires racers everywhere.
The Northwest Race Report. The Northwest Race Report is brought to you by O'Hagan's Kart Supply, Lebanon, Oregon. You want to win? O'Hagan's wants to help. And by True Tech Automotive, Hazeldale, Washington. Get your car, truck, or tow rig repaired the right way, the True Tech way. And by Scott Seal Coat and Striping, Federal Way. For over 25 years, whether you're sealing or striping, you can count on Scott. And by Southern Oregon's karting headquarters, Speed City LLC, keeping racers on track with quality support and friendship. You're tuned in to the Northwest Race Report exclusively at TerryBridges.com. And now back to your horsepower and performance hosts, Terry Bridges and Glenn Lippy Tower. Oh, what is going on, racers? I'm your horsepower and performance host, Terry Bridges, sitting alongside Mr. Glenn Lippy Tower. What's going on, Lip?
It's all good in the hood tonight.
It's all good in the hood tonight. And, of course, the one, the only, one of the hardest working men in the biz, the loader, Jeff Eden. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, it's been one of them days. This smoke just driving me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple days have been eerie.
Yeah, looking at that orange sun that's out there.
If you break out the good book, there's a lot about that.
But other than that, we're
who is P1 tonight? No, it would have been Daryl Kelso.
Nice. He would have moved
Joe
up.
Ransom P2, Brent Meyer P4. He finally goes down. Brent Meyer finally goes down. And Kyler Culver, 4th. That's not bad. In somebody else's car, in Ross Meyer's car, 4th isn't bad.
No.
In Ross Meyer's car, he's just getting used to it.
That's all it was.
Yeah. However, what scares me is Brent Meyer was on his Predator. So how did he beat Culver? And you know what Joe Ransom was on? The top 2.
I think he was
the 45 Special. The big bad boy. The Yama Popper. And Daryl Kelso. You know what Kelso would probably do? He'd probably be on a GX 390 just hauling the mail. Like my man Iron Mike Evans. Love that guy.
Bringing it home.
Michael Gale failed to qualify. No, you did finish 5th. You did finish 5th. Check this out. This guy here, Michael Gale, we go way back. However, he's the one that hooked me up with the ticket to the World of Outlaws. So Mike Gale, thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate it.
Wow, and that's why
Looking
we're here
forward
today,
to it.
right?
That's why we're here tonight, so I can go tomorrow night. I thought about bringing the show down there, but you guys couldn't make it down. And so, without you, the show,
it would do fine. I'm telling you.
oh, no, I'm serious. I mean, you guys are...
You'd be running around there with your mic interviewing.
I'd be running around... No, I'm not going to even... The wheels, this is too early for the wheels.
I'm not contributing.
Joe Ransom, eyes are burning here in the 208. These fires are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not much better here, Joe. You can smell the smoke out there. And my pickup had ash all over it this morning.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
Kelso says, thanks, y'all, for letting me win one heat. That's so cool. Oh, a Duramac. Oh, Duramac 440s. Huh? You got me on that one, Culver. Do you know what a Duramac 440 is? That's a snowmobile engine?
Maybe.
Yeah. Remember when we were in Phoenix, Lip, when we landed?
Mm-hmm.
And we got, what was his name? He called and he wanted those snowmobiles in so bad. Remember that guy?
Yeah. He did want the snowmobiles in that bad.
He did. He wanted us to go to bat. He thought we had clout with Mark Bergfeld.
We just make noise. We don't have clout.
Yeah, we don't. In some cases, we don't. Speaking of which, we got a good show for you tonight. Our Blue Line graphics in the seat guest tonight is going to be Glenn Lippy Tower, Terry Bridges, and the loader, Jeff Eden.
All three. It's a full house.
Yes.
We're bringing it to you.
We are bringing it to you. Let's see here. Terry, are you coming down for the World of Outlaws tomorrow? Yes, I am, Brent Meyer. I am coming with the legendary Phil Fow.
Lucky dog.
Yeah. So, yes, I will be there. Speaking of which, did Biddle, is he on the line?
Not on mine.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I
Okay.
haven't seen anything come through as far as
Yeah.
Spreaker.
Well, it should be there. Let me share it. Let me try this. Guys, if we won't lose you. It should work. It just might take a while. Anyway, we still got a great show for you tonight. We're going to talk about, a little bit later on in the show, we're going to talk about, we talked about this earlier on in, I believe it was last season. But you need to touch on it when things happen. And so tonight our topic is going to kind of be, thanks to the loader, what responsibilities do racers have to the race fans, to the young fans, to just the fans in general? What, and you guys think about this. Hit us up, because I'd like to hear what some of the different variations are, or if there are any. Because I think a lot of times go-karting and grassroots stuff gets mistaken for something that isn't very important, because it's not the big time.
The big show.
And I think that's wrong.
Well, I just put it to you this. I kind of labeled this as, when is it too much? And you'll understand within the first little bit why I put it that way.
All right? So when is it too much? And by that, you're going to have to wait and listen. But it's racer responsibility. And what do they have? Or is it something that they should have?
Yes, it is something they should have. You got to remember, you got young kids up there, and they're some of your next racers, and if mom and dad ain't going to help them out, are they going to be the next racer? That's where you have to think about it.
You have to cultivate it. You really do. Cultivating it, and what I see a lot out there is parents pushing kids too fast, beyond their potential, but not necessarily in all cases. But there's definitely that. And then there's the art of the show. You want to put on a show. It doesn't look good if you have somebody that just goes out there and blows a field away. So, you need to make a show of it as well as a race. So
be thinking about that, guys. Brent Meyer, Daryl Kelso, Kyler Culver. Those of you just joining in, you might not be signed on, but you're listening. When is it too much? What responsibilities do racers have? We're going to be talking about that later in the show. And we're going to talk a little bit about, we talked a little bit about it on my last night's show, the Super Late Model show. We talked about the Junior Late Model. So we're going to talk just a little bit about the Junior UAS and the Junior Late Model, just kind of do some comparison things. And we want to hear from you. So chime in on the chat line. Let us know. We'll try to go back and check the comments and stuff. So chime in. But first, let's hear from the good folks at TruTech. The three most expensive things you'll do in your life are buy a house, educate your kids, and go racing. What you don't need is another expense. And that's why you take your car and tow rigs to TruTech Automotive. to ensure that they are maintained and repaired the right way with the right parts at the right price. And how's this for right? Extended to all racers is the In the Family 25% discount off of all preventative maintenance and repair labor. All you have to do is use the discount code NWRR to save. Now that's right. Get it done the right way, the True Tech way. True Tech Automotive, 6900 Northeast Highway 99, Hazeldale, Washington. 360-571-2302.
Sean on the Dirt here for the Northwest Race Report at Skagit Speedway for the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws. Your winner tonight in the Focus Midget here at Skagit Speedway, Evan Margison. Fun race, huh?
Oh yeah, that was definitely a fun race. Started ninth, so we had to work our way forward a little bit, and then had a good race there at the end. Lost the lead with a couple to go, and was able to get it back. Kind of got lucky there. Nick slipped up a little bit, and I was able to get back underneath him and hold on for the last couple laps.
Hey, you had to battle a couple Nicks tonight. When you were in second, Nick Larson was leading there. What were you seeing there?
Yeah, I was just kind of watching him. We were about the same speed in 3 and 4. I might have been a little bit better than him in 1 and 2. He was kind of missing his mark a little bit, I think, in 1 and 2. And he just happened to slip up, and I was able to kind of stick a nose in there and kind of prevent him from diamond off the corner a little bit, and was able to sneak underneath him. And then we had a caution there about halfway through, and I was in the lead at that point, so I kind of thought I was smooth sailing, but yeah, Nick got me with a couple laps to go, and I was able to get back by him.
Yeah, and talk about the pass then for the lead again.
Yeah, we were battling side by side. He kind of did the same thing that Nick Larson did. He kind of slipped up in 1 and 2. We were side by side going down the front stretch, and kind of slipped up a little bit, and I was able to show him a nose getting down the back stretch, and we raced side by side for half a lap there, and I think the white flag came out the next lap, so I just made sure I didn't slip off the bottom, basically. So
it was an incredible race, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Who's the sponsors? Who's helping you now? Because you've been good this one, huh?
Yeah, it's been a good car. Galen and Carla just letting me drive this car and let me be a part of their series. So it's all their equipment, and so I'm just really thankful that they're letting me come out and have some fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Your winner tonight, Shane Stewart. Man, so 8 in, you're in third place, and then the 2 leaders get in contact there, and they both made contact. What now?
It all happened so quick. I mean, that just doesn't happen. It just does not happen. And we were very, very lucky, very fortunate to be able to sneak through there unscathed. I do not know how I didn't have any type of damage on my race car. I mean, the 13 was literally stopped in front of me. The 49 just backed up just enough to where I could sneak through him and the wall, between him and the wall, and it just was our race to win, man. I don't know how else to explain it, but I felt like once we were out front, honestly, at the beginning of the race, I felt like I was pretty good. I think this race is going to boil down to lap traffic, and the yellows obviously played in my favor tonight. And, when you're out leading like that and the main part of the track is around the top and you get the lap traffic, it's just hard to kind of know sometimes where to go and what to do. But I felt like my car was going to be pretty good enough to run the bottom if I needed to, and I just never really was forced down there to make it work, but just can't thank my guys enough. They continue to give me a fast race car, and we've been qualifying a lot better. We've been racing better the last 3 or 4 weeks since Knoxville, so it's been a joy.
Yeah, the cautions really played in your favor tonight, didn't they?
Oh, cautions were everything tonight. I mean, I knew it was going to become a race at some point if we got to lap traffic, especially heavy lap traffic. So, yeah. Just glad to get the victory. These wins are really hard to come by, so very thankful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jason Johnson, good run tonight.
Thanks. These JGR Marshall guys just keep digging, and one spot off.
Talk about your battle there. It was a really entertaining race.
Yeah, Hod's tough. He definitely knows how to run the wall, and he knows how to run a cushion, and I just had to dive to bottom, and I had to keep protecting the slide job, but he's really good, and he knows how to race, and it's fun when you can race a guy clean.
You love coming up here, don't you?
Skagit kind of suits my style, so I really enjoy it.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Jack Hunt, Charles Jones right now. Third place run, that's a great run for you and your team.
Yeah, car felt good. We were right there all night. We just got in the dash and qualified good, and we started up front in the feature, so Tyler had the car working good, so it was fun. Good race.
It was fun to watch you up there because those restarts looked like with Donnie right behind you, and you run the top really well. We know that you love that top, don't you?
Yeah, the car felt pretty good up there, and the bottom was pretty slick tonight, so you really had to run the top. You had to really be good on the bottom to run the bottom, so the car felt good on the top, so that's where we ran.
And did you ever think about going down below, or?
Yeah, not really. The track was on the fence tonight.
You like Skagit Speedway, don't you?
Oh yeah, we've always liked this track, and I've always enjoyed coming up here. They prepare the track good, and it's just it's always fun to come up here and run.
All right, congratulations. Final night here at World of Outlaws. Wow, what a main event. Your winner tonight, Darren Pittman. Man, this is a big win, isn't it?
Yeah, this is there's big wins that pay a lot of money and prestigious, and I don't know that this qualifies that, but to me, this is a big win for me. For me to have all my family here, I can tell you it's probably the first time we've ever had a victory lane photo with basically all my immediate family here. So
I was going to ask you how much your family gets to visit you during the year.
Well, my brother lives in Moscow, Idaho. He's a soccer coach at the University of Idaho, and so we're as close as we get to him. We see him and his kids twice a year. So for them to be here really just makes this win really special. So, man, just couldn't be happier with the way we're running right now. Our car is a blast to drive. It's just so much fun right now and so fast that I just got to try not to screw it up. So we just keep plugging away, and I don't think we're done yet.
Now, let's get to the race a little bit, because the red flag, it seemed like you kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, I just, they gave me some good advice under the red. I don't think we changed our car any, but I just, Gravel sort of showed me what he was doing in 3 and 4, running the middle and then coming off on the bottom, and they kind of explained it to me what he was doing. And I did it for a little while, and I really didn't pass anybody doing that, but I ran it for a while. My car was good, and then actually at the end I was just sort of floating the middle all the way through the corner. So, yeah, I don't know. We just I think I just did a better job. I think I finally just started hitting my marks and trusted my car better, and just was making too many mistakes earlier and giving up spots. So for us to rebound, we were back to 8th at one point in that race. So for us to come from 8th back to win just shows how strong this car was.
And it was, this track seemed like it was where you had to drive it.
Oh, this was great. This was I've never been a big Skagit fan, to be honest with you, but this track both nights was phenomenal. And I shook Steve Beitler's hand before the night started and said last night was amazing, and honestly they might have made it better tonight as well. So hats off to those guys. Seems like every year we're here it's been rough, and that's just not my deal. But this was, I think the fans saw a great show, and the racetrack was spot on.
And we saw some amazing wheelies coming out of 2 tonight by all the guys.
Yeah, they got a drainage ditch or something over there that you hit that really upsets the car. So, it's pretty easy to pull a wheelie and do that. But like I said, my car was just pretty maneuverable, and I felt like we could go about anywhere we needed to.
Huge win for you guys, and of course this is Casey's track, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, this is kind of where he started racing sprint cars. Anytime we win in Washington is big, and just pretty proud to win, not only win this one, but really I feel like we had the car to beat last night. I think, me and Brad were probably going to contend for the win between the two of us. One of us, I think, was going to get it. But, for us to rebound for tonight, things really didn't go our way all night. I didn't qualify well. I got in the dash, but the draw didn't go good. And so we really had to earn it. And those are ones that you're really proud of.
Congratulations.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
David Gravel, second place. That was fun from a crowd, up there in the crowd. What was that like from your vantage point?
It was a lot of fun. 6th to 1st. Anybody could have finished anywhere, really. Darren had a good couple, 3-4 laps, and was able to get by those guys and kind of run away a little bit. But I was able to get by them also, and just a little too late. Actually needed more laps there.
It seemed like after that red flag, I know you got in the wall there. I don't remember if that was before the red or after the red. You got in the wall a little bit, right? Did the car change at all after that?
No, it just hit the cushion. The cushion was so built up off of 2. It just slid up into that, and it's pretty much like a wall. So.
And tonight, all you guys were doing a lot of wheelies coming out of 2, huh?
Yeah, that cushion was pretty gnarly, and it was a lot of fun. It was a blast.
Yeah, you're having a great season this year, and I know consistency probably not where you guys want, but your qualifying night in Knoxville was great. Your seasons, you can't complain, can you?
Yeah, it's been an awesome year, and I can't complain, man. We're gonna have some bad nights, but we're gonna have some good nights too, so can't complain.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Brad Sweet judge right now, 3rd place. That was fun.
Yeah, wish we came out on the other end of that, but that's racing. We sure tried hard, but left too many lanes open there and got passed by the guys that beat us. So a little disappointed. This team deserves a win. We're tired of running third, so we'll just keep working on it though, and there's more races coming up.
It was great to have you out there doing the memorial lap for Cecil.
Yeah, no, it's it's obviously history. It's why this 49 car exists is because Cecil and Kelly Kane and they had the 49 car. So we became number 49, and the legend lives on, and it was a nice little tribute to him and his first family and those guys here at Skagit Speedway where he grew up and raced a long time.
Well, good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
I'm telling you right now, incredible racing here at Skagit Speedway. Terry, Lippy, Jeff, back to you guys.
Hey, I'm sure the loader has got some final results here from what sounds like a great weekend of racing. Big shout out to Sean in the dirt, Sean Holbert, for giving us those nice, awesome victory lane pieces. Those are pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, I love them.
Yeah, they're sweet.
I always had the confidence to go do one.
You could,
but yeah, it's the Skagit has the duplicate. I mean, they get to run 2 nights with the World Outlaws. We're down in Elma, they only do a 1-night show, so everybody gets to actually see the guys twice. So
what about Willamette? Well, it'll just be a one time thing.
Yeah, 1-night show.
Well, I was noticing that, and maybe I just didn't go far enough down. I went top 10, but it looked like some guys run one night, some guys run another night. I don't know. I didn't notice because I didn't see Sweet in one of the nights, but maybe he finished down a ways. I don't know.
Well,
but
Brad was there both nights. He was the one that they were talking about. They got in the wreck there.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha.
See, Brad Sweet's the other Casey Kane car. Casey's got 2 of them, and it's the Darrell Pittman and Casey Kane. So,
wow. Whoa. Now, Darren Pittman. Do you remember the Pittmans? Kayla Pittman and...
The name's familiar, but can't
they were...
put a face to it.
Yeah, super good folk. But they were in quarter midget. I just saw them at the quarter midget Grands, too. Gosh, I wish I could remember. Anyway, doesn't matter. What do you got from...
Well,
because they ran Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, they ran Friday, Saturday. Sunday was at Grays Harbor. Monday was at Grays Harbor.
Okay.
So,
take it away, baby.
Night 1 at Skagit, as we did, we heard Shane Stewart. He won that one. Jock Hodenshield. I love Jock. I think that's one of the coolest names going. And then Donnie Schatz finished 3rd on that one.
What, was Johnson 2nd? That's what I thought. I looked. I saw Shane Stewart, Johnson, Hogenschild, Schatz. I don't know. Maybe you're right because 2 different ones. Yeah. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
The
midgets was Evan Margison, and Evan all of a sudden just kind of parked his sprint car and went into running this midget. He was doing really good with his sprint car, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But
is that the Northwest Ford Focus series?
He's running one of Carla.
Wow.
Stewart's.
Well, anyway, go ahead.
And Nick Evans was 2nd, and Tristan Thomas was 3rd. Night 2. As we heard all 3 of them, Pittman, Gravel, and Brad Sweet. So Casey Kane had 1 and 3 on the podium.
Do you know this David Gravel?
No.
I've seen his name a bit, and he seems like he's tough.
He came from back in the Midwest, back east someplace there. Actually, if I remember right, I'd probably be wrong, but Roger Crockett actually had this ride for a little bit, and then this guy took it over. Gravel took it over.
Okay. So he and Daniel Moore probably came. Just kidding. Anyway, go ahead.
Modifieds. Graham Cook out of Canada was number 1. Kyler Moore out of Seebeck, Washington was number 2, and Brian Harding out of right downtown Rochester.
Woo-hoo.
So the mods, they had a pretty good show. Night 1 at Grays Harbor. That's a Summer Thunder Sprint Car Series with the 360s. Austin Wheatley won that one, and he's been trying to do double duty, run 410 plus a 360. So that's got to be
wow.
There's a different but Austin ran 410s for quite a while. This 360 he's running actually belongs to another guy, so that's pretty cool stuff. Henry Van Dam Good old Henry, he was 2, and Jason Solwell was number 3. And on a special shout out to the Bordens, the young man did a very, very good job. He stayed out of trouble. He finished 20th out of 22 cars. I will, what I watched of him, I was very impressed. The kid will be able to shoe the car, roll it with no problem.
You know who Devin Borden is?
Maybe.
Dude, I know. And Devin, if you're listening, I got your vid, man, but we got to do it again because we didn't get all of it. So I'm just sick about it. So don't think I forgot you because I didn't.
So,
anyway, go ahead.
So then the modifieds on the first night was Lane Zerbin out of Canada. Canadians have kind of been wiping up around here lately. Kyler Moore out of Seebeck and Chris Bolio out of Canada. So that was your top 3 in there. The midgets, Tristan Thomas, Garrett Thomas, and Jonathan Jorgensen, and our one and only Shane Biles, number 4.
Woo!
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
The midgets had a little bit of a little destruction there. One guy actually, they red flagged that they hauled him out in ambulance. I don't know whether, I think they took him over to the hospital's just down the street there. I think they took him over there where he could be observed because his car was loaded on the trailer and was gone pretty quick. One time, I'm not sure what happened there. I walked over and I looked at the car. It got bent up pretty good. If I remember right, looking at his post, I think he jumped a cushion or got up too high, turned something, and then got plowed into. So it was a tough break because he just put the thing back together after flying through the air at Skagit. So
yeah.
So one time, just keep your head up.
You do. You got to keep digging. That's that due paying process.
And then, so then the World Outlaws, Shane Stewart.
Now this is at Grays Harbor, right?
This is at Grays Harbor.
Now, is this Sunday night or Monday?
This is Monday.
Okay.
Shane Stewart, he wins Grays Harbor. Brad Sweet, which was talking about when he was talking today, he started to finish in 3rd. Now he finished 2nd. So
that's good.
And then David Gravel was 3rd. They set a new track record. I mean, you look at the size of that track.
At Grays Harbor?
At Grays Harbor. Darren Pittman ran 11:71.
Holy.
On that.
Smoking.
That is nothing but flat flying.
I mean, because that track is big.
It kind of reminded me. The first time I seen the World Outlaws was in Cottage Grove.
And they get around there pretty good.
And it was like a 12:30 was number 1 there at that time. And it's a quarter. This is a big 3/8.
And he goes 11-7.
Hang on.
Woohoo.
And the street stocks was a support class, and Partial, Jason Toll, and Ken Fitz. Partial and Toll and one other guy went to Willamette and ran down at Willamette on Saturday night or Sunday night they had an Ironman race down there, which we'll get to that results here in a minute. South Sound, 2 nights of racing at South Sound. Hey, night 1, late models.
Okay, I got a question for you. What's the difference between a late model and a super late model?
Motor and the springs. I'm not a.
Well, he told us last
I know
night.
He told us.
Dang it! I was just quizzing. I just thought maybe he's.
Okay. Motor's all I know. I know.
Okay.
You don't. He's trying to take the wheels off. I'm just
no, I'm not. I was
just on a roll.
No, you keep rolling because the wheels aren't off.
Okay. Rolling.
Okay.
Speedo.
Night 1, late models. Kyle Long, Gary Davison, and Larry Lemus. Legends. Devin West did not win on the first night. Randy Scharf, William Plyborn, and Devin West was 3rd. Mini stocks.
What?
Yeah, Devin
D. West was 3rd?
He was 3rd. I hadn't had a chance to talk, and I didn't see no post on it, so I don't know what was going on there. Mini stocks. Gary Hannawalt was first. Aaron Flett was second. And Dwayne DeYoung was third. Baby Grands. Corey Boyle. I've heard that name a lot.
Boyle?
Corey Boyle. Yep. Corey Bannon. Derek Presley and Brad Crawford.
Presley's got to be. He's got to be related to late model Presley. Almost got to be.
We'll find out one of these days.
No, you've seen those run, have you not?
Yes, I have.
I was at South Sound for the Miller 200. They were there. They're cool. They are super cool. I mean, I thought, and you know what? They haul.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty cool. I like those Baby Grands.
Better than the Pro 4? Oh, that's right. You want to build a Pro 4. Sorry.
No, you mean you mean a mini stock.
The Boyle burst.
Night 2, late models. Kevin Barbera, Kyle Long.
Kevin Barbera, or was it?
Oh, don't even start with
okay,
that.
never mind.
We went with it.
Oh, okay. It's good, man.
Kyle Long and Greg Davison. Legends back on top. Devin West. William Plybon and Caden Anderson, the one we were talking, the young gentleman that had
Mr. Excitement.
Had a procedure done on Thursday for the blood pressure between his lungs and his heart because he'd had cancer as a kid. So there's something there. And I guess this procedure is quite painful, but yet he was still racing by the weekend.
Stud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mini stocks. Gary Hannawalt, Dwayne DeYoung, and Jason Morris. Then Baby Grands went to Brad Crawford, Steve Mitchell, and Corey Boyle. There's that name again. Willamette. They had 2 nights of racing. I did not get nothing from Sunset. I don't know what was going on. There was no results. And Willamette, all they did for night 1 was just give who won it. So that's what we're going to do. The super late models, Superman.
Colin Weinberger. Hey, did you see on Facebook his post?
About the fire?
Yeah. Hope everything. I just start. My first thought, I mean, and no offense, but my first thought was, oh my goodness, the shop.
What?
Right? Yeah. I mean, but really it should be, oh my goodness, the house. We can replace the shop, but that's.
Either way, it sucks.
Either way, it sucks. That's correct.
Modifieds, Bryson James.
Is dude tough or what?
Oh my God, he can drive anything with wheels on it.
As nails.
Super Sports went to Chris Mott.
Do you remember any of the Super Sport names that you see anymore?
Just every once in a while,
God, if you say Larry Phillips, I'm gonna die.
No, it wasn't Phillips. What was the guy who always had the blue car that Jeffries teamed up with there for a little bit?
Shank?
No. Had the glasses.
Saucy?
Nope. I'm drawing a blank.
Blue car.
If you've seen him, you'd know who I'm thinking.
No, I know. Blue car. Number?
I don't remember.
Blue. Oh, it was all blue?
Yeah. Most of the time.
Huh.
Sometimes
I'll ponder it. We'll ponder it. If it comes to you, holler it out.
Sportsman.
Oh, I know. Just kidding. That's what I want you to do.
Oops. Psych.
Anyway.
You're driving.
There's nobody left on the chat line. They all went
Gil
home.
Pickett.
That's it.
Michael Gale, you are the man. Gil Pickett. Okay. Why was I drawing a blank? He teamed up in the Super Sport.
Yeah.
Gil Pickett.
The wheels are wobbling.
No, they're back on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Michael
Mike Gale.
Sportsman. Who do you think won Sportsman? Ryan Emery.
Oh, I was going to say Cody Hoops.
That was 6 out of 7. He's won 6 in a row. Basically, he didn't go to one race. So
how do you spell his name? Is it E-M-O-R-Y or E-M-E-R-Y? Is he relation to Jimmy?
I don't think so.
James? From out in Staten?
No. They're all from the Corvallis area.
Because Staten, or, because, Emery Construction and all that out there.
His dad, they worked all out of Corvallis in there, and his dad started a carpet cleaning business, and actually that's what Ryan does. He expanded out of his dad's business, and it's huge.
Cool. Okay, so probably not related. Well, maybe related, but
Street Stocks. Kyle Yak. Night number 2. This was the Loggers Cup night. Remember that cool trophy I showed you?
Yeah,
that
the clock.
Putter made?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was, somebody drug one out of the barn, and Jeremy Shank went and won it.
Jeez. That kid's tough.
Hadn't been out all year. With it, just comes out and wins it.
He can roll.
Yeah,
he can roll.
Dan Dibble and Casey Vitale. I didn't realize Casey was even still around.
Wow.
Modifieds.
Boy, Mike Gale's going to be a kick tomorrow at Willamette. I know that.
Modifieds.
Yep.
Bryson James.
What's new?
Superman.
Colin Weinberger.
Dustin Caddy.
Cadillac?
Caddy.
Oh, Caddy. Oh, Caddy. Is it Caddy or Caddy?
Caddy.
Caddy.
That's what I want to call him.
Caddy.
Super Sports.
Is that a caddy daddy?
Clay Devin.
Daddy caddy.
Stud. Who, you remember his dad?
Dan?
No.
Tim. Tim, yeah.
Baddest big block on the planet, dude.
It was fun to run with him.
That thing was nasty.
Oh. Another second-generation driver, B.J. Donofrio, second.
And, you remember that Ford?
Oh, yeah.
With that little 5-inch clutch?
Oh,
that thing was nasty.
Bad.
To the bone.
Douglas Elkins was third. Huh.
Yeah.
Sportsman. Oh, my God, he lost the race.
Oh, it's over.
James Slover won the Sportsman. Jeff Rice was second. Ryan Emery was third. He got involved in a little bit of a...
Wow.
Had to go to the back and then go back and forth.
Had to go to the back of 199. He worked his way back up to second.
And then...
Or third. Was it third?
Street Stocks.
Third.
He's ignoring him. He's saying...
Yeah, I am.
Hush.
Street Stocks. Jody Tanner.
Ooh. Do you know he owns a tavern?
Yeah.
Is it the Dancing Bear?
No.
Okay. Oh, Jody's Bar and Grill.
Jody's Bar and Grill.
How could you not remember that?
David Cronk.
I remember that name. Not from my time, but just after.
And Andrew Langan. I want you to remember what I'm going to say here.
Okay.
Kyle Yak was disqualified.
Why?
We'll get to that
later
within our segment.
Okay.
Oops.
10 after 7. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. We got some cool stuff to talk about. And hopefully you've been thinking about your racer responsibilities, because we're going to ask you to chime in. We'll be right back just after this. Racing. It's preparation. It's focus. It's attention to detail. And when you try to take shortcuts, it shows. At Speed City, Southern Oregon's karting headquarters, distributor for Ultramax, Legend, QRC, Bell Helmets, and K1 race gear, they don't roll like that. Speed City is committed to roll the way champions roll, by keeping racers on track with knowledge, integrity, and performance. No shortcuts, no negativity, no other motives. You don't just have their word on it, you've got their name on it. So get back to having fun and get to calling Speed City. Speed City, LLC, keeping racers on track with quality service and friendship. 541-531-1222. If you're serious about racing, you're constantly looking for an edge. A tenth here, a pound there. It's a nonstop pursuit to find a quicker way around the racetrack. See High Performance believes to beat the racetrack, you must become the racetrack. And that is the thought process behind all of their innovative speed products. From their line of Superfly bodies and wings to the latest dual disc center vane Super Brake, it's all about finding a quicker way around the racetrack. With 45 years of innovation, See High Performance is dedicated to helping racers of all skill levels find an edge. Whether it's horsepower tuning, chassis dialing, or tire science, it's their commitment to innovation that sets them apart from the rest. Innovation is not what is, it's always been about what can be. So be all you can be with the integrity, innovation, and inspiration of C High Performance. Shop online 24/7 at chighperformance.com. Oh, we're back. And
about run out of breath there.
Yeah, that was a long note. Hey, I just want to say, talk to Derek Biddle a little bit today. If you look at our Northwest Race Report Facebook page, we put up a little link there for his upcoming event in April of 18. It's a Grand Regional. Now, a Grand Regional, I don't know what the difference. We'll get him on later on and find all that stuff out. But hopefully you guys are planning to be there, the 206 guys. Lippy would be a prime time, because it's at Tacoma. It'd be a prime time for you to throw on a 206 and go try the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Northwest Race Report can help. We can help get that set up for you.
Yeah.
Maybe have Phil Fowl be your crew chief and see what
seat belts, and we have the lock.
He says we have. You said what?
We're putting a seatbelt on it with a lock. He can't get out. He's running.
Yeah. He'll love it. I'm sure he'd love it.
I don't know if they're gonna like me.
Here's the deal, and I'm gonna get some Carters on here too. But man, 58 entries at the Gold Cup on Saturday, and people left after Saturday, so there wasn't much there. That's a bummer. I hate to see that.
Is that the one at Tri-City?
Yes. But here's what, and Derek Biddle makes a good point here, because he says too much too soon at the same time, right? They had the SEMA Gold Cup, which remember it was up in the air whether that was going to go. And then they go and they have the shootout. The SWX Sports does the Saturday night shootout. So everybody's geared up for that. Then the weekend after that, they have the Gold Cup. It's just too much too soon.
I agree.
I think all karting in the Northwest right now is struggling for sure. Our numbers are down all year. So it's not just the IKF. It's not just them.
No, it's not. But here's what I say. You got people that go to the Gold Cup committee deals, right? They have it every year. It used to be Tyee. That used to be what they call it because they held it at Tyee. So that was everybody. That was the end of the year deal. It's a cool thing. I mean, you get there, you go over rules, you make rule changes, you do all that stuff. And
Rusty.
Oh, Rusty, I'll get to that. Hang on. What up, Craig Collins? But you know what I'm saying, Jeff? So you get you get all that, and you go over rules, and you make rule changes. Road race gets their chance. Sprint gets their chance. Whatever, and everybody goes over. The Gold Cup goes over. Do they want to stay on the same tire? Do they want to do? If it's the correct year, every 2 years or whatever it is. But everybody's there, so they pick a schedule. And so when everybody leaves there that weekend, they know what the Northwest Gold Cup schedule is. So how do you look at that and go, yeah, we'll put this there and that there? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, you can. You can oversaturate it to a point where you
exactly, and that's what I'm trying to say. So when you're looking at that, it's like, yeah, but let's space it out. I mean, if you want the numbers, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not beating anybody up. I'm just saying, how can you look at that and go, yeah, that would be a good date for a race, and this would be a good date? I mean, that's one before and one right after, in the shootout or the Gold Cup or whichever one was your bag,
Well, and I don't know, I find it hard, like especially with these type of weekends. I understand it gives you an extra day to go racing or an extra day to go home or however you want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But when these holiday weekends, for some reason, I was pleasantly surprised at Sunday night down at Elma. The place was pretty full.
Right. But you did say at 11:15 when the A main hasn't rolled out yet or just barely rolled out.
They're going through the second caution.
Yeah, I'm going, I hate to say it, but
I left.
I'm tired.
My wife would have made me go.
Right.
We're done.
That's what I'm saying. So there is, do you have to have a sense of urgency? I don't think it needs to be that bad, but you do have to keep the show moving.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem was, like I said, the midgets. We had 2 reds. The one was fairly lengthy red with the first gentleman. I have no idea. I never did. I have never heard any more about anything. And Aaron, usually if Aaron will post it if he's been authorized to by the people, and I hadn't seen anything yet. So
cool. At 7:30, we're gonna get our chance to answer maybe some of these questions from. And I don't want to say he has. He does have a dog in the hunt himself, but he's not he's not on the board. He's not a club. He's not a board member or anything like that. He's just a racer. Craig Collins is going to call at 7:30. So, that's our Blue Line Graphics in the seat guest. I texted him to see if he could do it. I hadn't heard back, so I wasn't sure, but he'll be calling at 7:30. So we can save up your questions. Let's ask him some questions about it. He's been on this thing for quite some time. So maybe we can get a few answers and maybe his thoughts on that. But with that being said, oh boy, here we go. Daryl Kelso, don't go anywhere because you just let us in to the perfect thing.
we're tracking and packing around the Northwest with the looter, Jeff Eden.
Boy, you're hard on stuff.
Love blowing it up.
Jeff, and I don't want to take your...
Go for it.
It says, racer's responsibility is to be a good role model and follow the rules that govern. This sport is really meant as a stepping stone for the kids. Most of the times at the track, I would see if there was any spectators, and if so, I would go thank them for coming and introduce myself. They have all sorts of questions. I had one father-son combo come by one night, and the little one said he looked at Dad. Dad is cheating. He is cheating. He has 2 engines. That made an impression on that child, and hopefully he is racing now. So that leads us in to you.
Well,
and where are you going? What do you want to say?
I'm going to put this out. I'm going to do the old Joe Friday thing. The names have been changed to protect the innocent and me too. I'm not using any names in this. I could name them all, but I'm just going to give you the situations, and then you tell me.
Okay. So car A is where?
Well, we'll get to this now.
Okay.
When is it too much? It seems to be around the Northwest this last weekend. First off, we had a full moon. Second off, it was hotter than the hubs of you-know-what, Hades. And it seemed like some of the racers just couldn't handle it. So I guess the one question is, and I know it as a racer, but your goal for the weekend is to
finish.
Libby?
I would go with that. Finish.
Okay. I say your goal is to win if you can. But are you going to win at all cost?
Most do.
Okay. That's where this comes at.
Whoa.
Just
win at all costs?
That's
okay.
The way it
okay.
works.
Okay.
We're going to get there, right?
Okay.
Right,
yes,
Charlie?
Sure.
Say you've had a issue with somebody on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Hey, we got one guy. Gil Pickett. He ran with us in the Super Sports. So you had an issue with Gil. All right, what? And
Well, I thought you said we weren't going to use names. So we're going to use car A.
Well, no, because we have no issue with Gil.
Okay.
We're just using him as hypothetical and you.
We like to
And
throw
you.
him under the bus.
Yeah. So you have an issue 2 weeks ago. And finally Saturday night, somebody's decided they're going to retaliate. How long are you going to sit and stew on something like this?
Oh, they do for a while.
I always went to the person. I called the person or something. If it seemed they had some issues at Willamette where these guys, this had happened a couple weeks ago, and all of a sudden he gets disqualified for rough driving. Well, under yellow, he decides the car that he was beating and banging on, he decides to go ramming under yellow.
Uh-oh.
So we end up with a black flag.
So wait a minute. So the car getting the car,
he's been
one car is beating up on another car.
Yeah,
and then the car that's doing the beating up decides he's going to do more beating up.
Yeah.
Okay.
After he had gotten the flag. So
I mean, after the race.
No.
After
He
the
got
warning.
After he got the black flag, so he decides he's gonna. Everybody's still cruising around on a yellow because he's been warned over the rough driving. So he decides he's gonna blast this guy. He goes and blasts him. So then it
does it take him out?
Well, it didn't really. That part of it I don't know.
Didn't help anything. That's
I can't help anything. We got that. So then the guy decides to head for the infield, jumps out of his car, takes off all his gear, and proceeds to the flag stand, which is in front of everybody, ranting and raving at the starter.
Gone. Should be gone.
Hi, Tracy.
Should be gone.
That's Ryan Emery's wife right there, Tracy.
Nice.
So anyway, so within the process of all this,
Did you hear me? I said gone.
Yeah, I agree. So, but here we go. We take in this process, you got the fire crew is over trying to wrestle him back to his pits to where he belongs.
The fire crew is.
Yeah, which they shouldn't have to do none of that.
No, call the cops.
That would have been my...
That's what Bob Leach would have done.
Yeah. Hey.
But I don't know. I just, for some, I don't... This is where I'm saying. Where do we come down... When is it too much? Should you just licked your wounds, left the racetrack, and then took care of it later? Or is this thing stewed so far you can't?
Yep, he should have been gone. But he was back on Sunday racing with my husband. See, this is the problem, Jeff. This is what I see. Okay? And to me, Lippy, and I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying any of this is easy, but I mean, I mean, I witness it all the time. If you're at the driver's meeting, if it's not just a normal stupid driver's meeting where they go, you better have some good stuff to say, not just the same old thing. But so you get there and they say, okay, if you do this, this is going to happen. And when that happens, it doesn't matter who you are. That should happen. And it doesn't. It sets no precedence. So when you don't do that, so then the next guy says, well, why are you punishing me? You didn't punish the first guy.
Exactly.
And so now you've got a big mess. But what are you going to do? I mean, you know what I mean, Jeff? Does it help anything to run out on the racetrack and make an absolute imbecile out of yourself? I mean, what point is that going to get you?
No, and I will give you
Now, was this the guy that was doing the ramming or the?
Yeah.
He was ranting and raving because he got DQ'd.
Yeah.
He was the aggressor.
He was the aggressor.
He shouldn't even be in the car.
Well,
it's
but you
easier
let him
said
come back.
than
Yeah.
done.
No, I mean, if you're that far out of your tree that you don't understand why you're getting black flagged when you're pounding all over somebody, and then you drill him on a caution,
and then turn around and go to the flag stand,
and you can't understand why.
Well, I'm sure he understood why. That was his last. I'm going to show you.
Jeez.
But why they let him come back and race the next day is beyond me.
Yeah, beyond me too.
Gone. Should be gone.
You know, and then I kind of did a deal here, and I called it pros and cons. Well, there is no pros to it. There is no pros to it. It's all cons. Because first off, you did it in front of a fairly full set of grandstands.
Mm-hmm.
You had people that had probably never seen a race before. Hey, this is cool. We'll go to a race.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this is what they do?
Or yeah.
Mm-hmm. The next one. What are you showing the kids? We have a tough enough time with NASCAR, with their antics at times.
Jeff, we have a tough enough time just in life.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I mean, and then you have this happen. And then once you get even, what's he going to do next? Is it his turn to get even?
Yep, pretty much.
So now you have a no-win situation.
It's a teeter-totter,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Well, some people call that a rivalry. It isn't. That's not a rivalry.
It's not racing.
No, a rivalry is two hard-charging guys that are. There can't be. Well, maybe there can't. Animosity there. I don't know. But I'm with you, Jeff. Personally, that's how people get hurt.
Yep.
Well,
and there's just no place for it.
Yeah, and then I come back to this. So another of the cons is understanding that how much money you got in these cars. I can't afford to go beat my car up. If you can, I guess more power to you. But you know, I seen 4 modifieds last weekend come in on the hook at Grays Harbor that were pretty well bent up, and it was all over rough driving. Not a black flag thrown. I will give from my understanding of this whole sequence, Jeremy had black flags out and used them. But if the guy doesn't leave the facility, that's where they need to be. Okay, you got black flag. Load your stuff up in front of 2 or 3 people, load it up, and drive out the gate. You're not allowed in there to cause more grief. That's my opinion.
That's a good opinion.
This is one of my, this kind of, I don't know, kind of like a solution. I got one. You will never race again until you go to the front stretch, you have the mic in your hand, and you apologize to the crowd for your actions.
Well, wouldn't that be interesting? There's a lot of humility there.
Yeah. The one gentleman I said earlier that had been DQ'd, he was an incident had happened. He believed that this other gentleman had caused it, and they put him to the back of the pack. They did not put the other gentleman to the back of the pack. So the other gentleman drove down into the guy. If I can't win, you can't win.
Here's all I can say to that is, what is there to say to that? There's nothing. There's you can't say anything to that. That doesn't. I mean, it's not. That's just beyond. I don't know. I just can't think of a time where I've had to win or want to win that bad that I'm gonna disgrace my own integrity and whatever. I don't know. That's just, to me, that's beyond acceptable. I personally, but that's just me.
Well, the thing of it is especially when you got a pretty good sized crowd.
Absolutely. Even worse.
Don't let your disappointment of the day
ruin all the excitement for everybody in the crowd. Gosh, amen.
You know, it's just that's just
it is.
And not only that, it's going to ruin your race, because from now on, hey, do I want to race next to the loader? Heck no, he'll run over me. He'll put the bucket there and smash me on the backstretch.
Right. But then, the worst thing yet, Jeff, I think with that is, after all that, when you do turn around and have some success, pretty hard for anybody to want to rejoice with you.
Exactly.
So, I don't think you become the most popular driver that way, do you?
Nope.
So
let me get this in, and if he calls her in a second, this way I can get this. This is kind of something that I was thinking about today. If you run the race fans off, there's no reason to have a race track. And if there's no track, there's no drivers. And once the track is gone, it's never, ever coming back.
Amen.
Support your tracks in a positive manner.
Amen.
Boom.
And I do have to say, and not a lot of people are going to like what I have to say, but winning isn't everything. It's truly not. We all want to win. We all would like to win, but it's not everything. And I hear this so often is second place is last place. Well, second place is still ahead of third, fourth, and fifth. So it may be last place in your eyes, but it's still second place.
Joe Ransom says, LOL, what is this, a Baptist church? No, I don't get, what do you mean a Baptist church? It's just,
praise the Lord.
Well, maybe, for sure, but I'm just saying, we got enough tracks going away. We don't have racers, anyway. Everybody's talking about, we got, what do we do to put butts in the seats?
God is good.
So this talk needs to happen. Because that's what everybody's wanting to know. What do we need to do to put butts in the seat?
Put him first.
But it still comes down to the same thing. I agree with you. But take and you gotta, like I did the other day when I told how many seats NASCAR had actually pulled out to make themselves still look good. When you've taken 50,000 seats out of the place,
yes,
to make it look like you're full.
What up?
Your favorite drivers and people of interest in the
I got
motorsports world.
11-month-old
It's time
growing
for
fig.
In the Seat, powered by Blue Line Graphics.
It's okay though. I got her.
Oh, well, we're talking to a racer trying to play daddy, right? It sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. We know who runs the ship now. Craig Collins is our guest tonight, and Craig, here's why I had you on. Because I wanted to see, from a racer's perspective, somebody who's got quite a bit of experience, that's seen a lot of different things, and has had a fairly long span of, time in the sport. That would be you. And you've seen a lot of the changes and the transformations and so on. What's your take on everything?
I mean, I've been in kart racing since I was 7 years old, 95, 96. And, when I started out in Junior 1 4-stroke, there wasn't that many at the time. There was only, 4 of us at PHGKA. And then the Gold Cup, there was, God forbid, only no more than 8. And then it wasn't until, 90, 98, we started getting 10 to 15 at the Gold Cup level for Junior 1. And then it wasn't around till, I was going to say, it was about 98, 99, Junior 1, Junior 2, flat top Raptors started to die off for the young kids, and that's when the speed came in. It was ICAs and junior 80s, and I remember all the 4-stroke guys like me and who else was it? Josh Morty and Gary Klein and Matt Barrett, Tuckers. We all went junior 80s. I mean, we had 30 kids in junior 80s. And then all of a sudden I took a step back after I turned 15, but then I came back, in 2012, and I don't know what happened between then. I mean, I was still there, kept tabs on everything, but it's like, I just feel like I don't really know what happened. I think what it is mainly it's money wise. I mean, the economy, everything got expensive.
Well, then let me ask you then why does everybody go from a 4-stroke to an 80 shifter?
I back then that was the way to go. It was pretty much the same price, in the market. But then it started getting to. But then again, I will go back to it. Started going to, oh well, we got to do this, we got to do that. It went from being spec to being, oh, we got to do. Oh, it's open motor. You got one guy out there running a KTM. You got me running out there in a '98 Honda. And you got everybody else out there in the brand new Sweet Tech Honda stuff. And of course, if you want that power, if you want to win, you have to have that Sweet Tech Honda. Well, again, that kind of stuff like that would to me kind of killed it a little bit. Because again, you got to, to keep up with, those guys, it's rebuild after rebuild, top end after top end after top end, every single, my dad and I would probably rebuild my top end, twice a weekend, one for Saturday and one for Sunday.
Well,
back then.
Well, let me ask you, and it's like we've said on the show many times. We know that we understand what the issue is. So let's hypothetically do this, Craig. Let's just say, okay, let's just say you go to the Gold Cup meeting this year, and everybody, without question, unanimously vote you in as the head of the Gold Cup. Okay? What would you do? What would you do to try, what would be your way of trying to improve these numbers?
I try to bring, it's hard to say. The first thing is it's try to bring the cost down. But again, all that money goes back to the tracks. And, that's the first thing I would try to do. The second thing is, I love the LO206 programs, I love the spec stuff. I would concentrate on, I don't know what's going on with the LeConte tire deal. I haven't really been keeping up with that part. I would have to literally sit down with a piece of paper and write it down. But
let me back you up in a second. You said, well, I don't know really what's going on with the LeConte deal. What's not to like about the LeConte deal? They're as fast with 100 laps as they are with 20 or 4.
LeConte, they're a nice tire, but if I prefer the MGs.
Why?
Why? I like the MGs. I got so used to the MGs, and they last longer, but when they go, they go. There's no.
Okay, let me ask you.
I could take an MG red, and I can run the crap out of it. And like I said, when it cords, it slowly starts to cord. I ran a LeConte, and when I blew a LeConte up, I corded. I ran the crap out of them. They're okay tires.
Well,
but,
is it true? Everybody's. At least from what I heard, everybody's raving. They're as fast with 4 laps as they are with.
They're a little bit faster, but it's not much. At PGKA, I ran both. I ran them back to back, and I was only probably not even a tenth faster.
Well, what about that? But yeah, but what about that? What about that 10th that stays with you all day and doesn't go away, or does it not with the red?
I'm more looking towards the soft ones. The reds the reds are pretty good. But when it comes to the 2-stroke stuff, to me, they kind of go away a little bit faster for me compared to the MG yellows.
Okay. That's fair. That is completely fair. I mean, that's totally fair because that's people need to hear that.
You know, and like I said, PSGK is a pretty rough track. I mean, it's in great. Josh has done a great job to keep maintaining that track, but I mean, come on, you're running, 30 seconds around that thing in a two-stroke compared to going to Tri-Cities where, you got more longevity compared to PSGK. PSGK, you really burn up tires, especially on a 95-degree day, and the track temp is way up there. I mean, it gets pretty sticky.
Right. Okay, so you said I don't know what I'd do with the tire deal, but whatever. But where else would you go with?
I don't know because I said it's a toss up. I mean, I don't know what's really going on with the Gold Cup these days. Is it too many? No, actually that's a good point. I believe it should be knocked down to what do we have? We had 5 this year. We had 5 Gold Cup tracks we went to this year. I think it should be dropped down to 4. Not only the reason why is there's a lot of racing that going on. That's the hard part. There's all the clubs, it's like, say for example, it's like say this weekend, I mean, you could have PSGK, you could have Sumas, and you can have Tri-Cities, and you can have Spokane. But what happens if somebody wants to go, they're in the race for a championship at, say, Sumas, but they also do want to go travel over the Tri-Cities for, for the weekend. It's hard because, there's times I want to do that, but again, I'm in the hunt at my club track. Now, if you go into the Gold Cup, I believe it should be brought down to, say 5 tracks. I believe it should be brought down to 4 because at the same time, you're saving a lot more money in your back pocket. And then at the same time, you open up your schedule to represent more tracks for the club series.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Well, so let me ask you this. So like we have the Gold Cup meeting, right, that you go to and you make the schedule. What would be wrong with having a local club get-together where all the clubs get together and they say, okay, here's our Gold Cups. Here's what we have. We know some guys like to go dirt racing. Here's what So this has been my suggestion is to get all the clubs, dirt and asphalt, to get together on a weekend, kind of like they do at the Gold Cup. Not really necessarily make the rules, but to say, hey, what do you guys got? What do you got? When do you plan on running? When do you plan on running? And then everybody can kind of coordinate, hey, we got this huge dirt race. I don't know, maybe not too many people want to go, but maybe some do. And so, you know what I'm saying? You work around that. Maybe that's something that needs to transpire.
I mean, it's just, it's not like big, the thing is, it's not like big things. It's just the little things. What can we do to help grow the sport? I mean, the 206 stuff, it's growing. I mean, you look at, every day at, when I get home, when I'm getting ready to go to bed, I check my Facebook, and the only thing I see, I look at Canada and I'm like, well, what are they doing different than us? Is California doing different? But matter of fact, California, you look at up and down that state, it's 90% of it is all 2-stroke stuff, except for if you come more in the Northern California part.
Right.
And then they're more into the LO206 spec stuff. It's a great program, and I think it's booming. I'm afraid that it's going to boom so much that it's just going to eat itself. We all know what happened to Rotax. We're not all dummies. It's the same thing with Rotax. They've great motor package. I love Rotax. They're great. It just sucks to see a great package like that. And what they do, they just went, oh, we're going to change something that didn't need to be fixed. Like I sat down with Kyle Wick about that program. And, that kid is phenomenal. And he, like you said, he can jump in anything. He's fast. But he's a humble kid, and sit down and great to talk with him. And it's great to hear him go, the Rotax is a great package. They didn't really need to change anything. If they would have just kept the wiring harness and then put the new carburetor on, it would have been just fine. And that's a great thing. I think everybody around the country is hurting a little bit.
There's no doubt about it. Lippy, you've been quiet over there, Lip. I'm surprised.
Well, it is a double-edged sword. You know, you want everything to grow, but in the Rotax class, I mean, it's every little thing that they find becomes an update, and then you know you update, and it just becomes so costly. I mean, he's right. You know, to leave all that stuff out and just leave the package as it is and would have been the great way to do it, but when they allow the update, and everybody has to keep anteing up, it does. It escalates the cost. It makes it hard for everybody. You got to have an engine builder and tuner on call all the time, and that makes it tough. That makes it hard. That makes it expensive. So,
you know, you got these, you know, guys who run club level for, you know, 6 to 8 years who are getting good, and then they start to go to the Gold Cups and stuff, and they start getting really good there. And next month they go, well, I want to test my skills to go run against the big boys, and then they go to go run with the big boys, you know, and then they're like, oh, well, it's going to cost me this much money to go do this, to go do that. Well, you know, I don't have the backing for that, you know, and then they're back down. They want to improve their skills, but there's nothing, you know, again, it comes down to money, you know, and again, it comes down to, well, we got to find sponsorships. And again, you know, you got to have that professional background to learn how to sell yourself, and you got to be confident in yourself. And again, you're going from, you know, a chapter 1 being a rookie to all of a sudden now you're in chapter 30 going, well, what am I doing? You know, what am I supposed to do? Because you want to progress to get something bigger, compared to when go-karting was always about fun.
Well, and there is where you've nailed it. And I've said this from day one is, you know, and you know, I'm probably going to get shot for this, but
we're all going to get shot for this.
No, I'm looking at Rotax and how they did everything. And you know, we talk about promotion and we talk about building up. You can still do it, but the way they've done it is not the right way. I mean, frankly, IKF was the best system ever. I think you had 3 heats. You qualified. You had 3 heats. Everything they run at the club level is exactly like they would run at a Grand National, so that when you get there, you're ready. Okay. So let's just say they do that. Okay, we do that. But and you say, well, we've got to promote, we've got to make karting bigger. We want to put butts in the seats. That's why you have a professional level where not everybody can get. I mean, you know, you've got to qualify for it like they do in motorcycles and all that stuff. So you've got something to shoot for instead of always just being able, anybody can go do it. Anybody with a lot of money can go do it.
You know what 2 classes that I would love to see? And one is we already have it over in Tri-Cities, and I'm going to work hard with Hugler, with HRE, to try to get it over here. And it's a great program. And I call it literally, it's literally the LO206 of 2-stroke is the PRD spec class. Out the door, it's pretty equivalent. It's a really good price, but at the same time, I mean, whatever track you go to, like Tri-Cities, you run the front drum, the front gear on the drum is 11 tooth. You have a spec gear on the rear, and you can only go 1 tooth up, 1 tooth down. It's 390
on the rear
on the
gear?
small curve.
On the rear gear?
On the rear gear.
Mm-hmm.
So you would run be 82 is your spec gear. You can go to an 83 or an 81. Or no, it's an 83, and you can go 82 or 84, and that's it on the rear gear. And then you run the 6.0 LeConte Red, so you run the harder tire, and you run the smaller diameter carburetor on the front, and that's it. And that is it. It's literally, that is your spec class. It's literally pull the PRD out of the box, bolt it on.
Right.
Here's a rule package. Go.
What's stopping them from doing the same thing that Rotax did? Is buying 30 motors, picking and running the barrels and running the heads and picking the best barrel and putting that one on and scrapping the rest of it.
No, that won't happen. I bet you between I don't really know what's going on with it, but I'm working hard to promote it, to get the name out. It's just getting in the books right now.
Well, you tell me
we're
that.
talking
You
about.
tell me that won't happen. How did that happen with Rotax then?
I don't know what happened with Rotax. All I know, it was 1 minute we're running just non-Evo kit. Next month, no, we have the Evo, bolt-on package. Next month, no, we run a brand new Evo motor.
So what's stopping the PRD from having the same issue?
No, I don't think that will happen. I don't think with PRD will happen at all. I think with
what makes you say that?
I just have a hunch. It's a gut feeling, man. I don't know. It's a gut feeling because that's the thing, Terry. I don't know. I can't say it's not going to happen. I can't say it is going to happen. I don't know. I can't say because I really don't know. It's just a starting up package, right? That the Worleys run over there with Tim Drago and then Gavin should have been. We all run it, and like I said, and it's all they have a it's a spec top out. And that's it. It's all spec, bolt on, box stock, sealed.
Well,
I mean, it's not wired. It's not wired. Of course, you can get into the thing, but right now you can. But I believe some rule changes gonna happen for the spec class.
Well, Joe Ransom says, okay, KT100, anyone? LOL. Been there.
No,
what?
Seriously.
Been there.
That
What? 30
no.
years ago. And then he says, run a factory sealed KT100 equals mind blown.
100% agree. That was my next thing. I ran a KT back in 2001 in Wenatchee. Never ran one before. Qualified third with the thing out of 30 guys. One practice session, qualified third. I had a blast. If I had to choose between a KT and an LO206, hands down, 100% going right to KT. I ran a KT.
Did they have the can on it, or did you get to run a pipe?
I got to run a pipe.
Yeah. You can't put a can on those things.
No, I ran a pipe, direct drive. And I will tell you.
So that was like a Formula A, right? Was that Formula A?
I think it was Formula A.
Yeah.
Even when I ran dirt for my second time on Sean cars, which, by the way, I sucked. But when I ran Sean's motor down there in KT Light, I mean, I may have finished, near the back of the pack. I still had fun. I was grinning ear to ear, no matter if I was in the wall, upside down, finishing first or last. I walked away with a smile on my face and said thank you to Sean for letting me drive his car.
That's dirt. That's dirt, period. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Daryl Kelsel says, thumbs up for the KT. You know how many thousands? And Brian Williamson says, I love the KT in dirt.
Well, of course he does. My cousin Brian can jump into anything. He's smooth. He loves the KT because it's powerful.
So Brian Williamson's your cousin?
Brian Williamson, Tony Williamson are both my cousins.
Oh, no wonder they're fast.
That's the reason that earlier I said, hi, cuz, how you doing?
I here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Cousin love, right here. You put Brian Williamson versus Tony Williamson, brother versus brother. I'll throw $100 down in a UAS car, and I'll bet you money Brian would win.
I guarantee it. But still, we're off track. You're making the wheels fall off, Collins.
Hey, I'm not like Lippy 2 weeks ago. We made the wheels really fall off. That was the best show I ever heard on my way over to Tri-Cities for the night race.
I'm subdued.
Yeah, we've got him.
I could tell Loader was getting loaded after a couple beers on that show.
You did not just say that, Collins. You didn't.
Well, that's what I do. I get loaded.
Well, lastly, before we let you go, I got to say, the guy never ceases to amaze me. Doug Hugler's the Iron Man of the Gold Cup. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I mean, other than maybe even Fowler. I mean, Hugler's the man, dude. Hugler's the man. What are you lighting? What are you doing?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm playing with my daughter as I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay.
I told you I'm doing double duty. It's like racing. You jump from one car to another.
That's it.
You're doing a fine job, too.
Yeah, that you are.
Multitask.
Well, anyway, I guess we've got his deal. All I know is it's like Jeff said earlier. Get out, support the sport. anytime you get
Yeah.
a chance, support your local kart shop. That's what everybody should be saying. Whoever it is.
And that's the thing is, like, to go back to Doug real quick, it's, Doug's been around since, a lot of people know Doug Hugler. And I've known him, since I was young, since I was a baby. And I've known him my whole life. And I like racing for Doug because he brings positive energy. He's honest to the T. He doesn't beat around the bush. He tells you, hey, this is what you're going to need. Do this or don't touch it. Just leave it alone. He's honest with you. And I mean, the guy is stupid fast. I mean, he don't have to jump in a cart for 3 months and then jump in a cart all of a sudden, he's in front of you.
Yeah, he's there's no doubt he is tough.
But, he's down home, a good guy, him and Lori Hugler, that whole HRE show. I mean, they're great for the sport. Honest to God, I have nothing bad to say about Doug Hugler. Everything. I'm so glad that I race underneath his camp, and I represent him, and I run his motor packages, and he put me in a fast cart with the top cart. And I ran top carts before when I was in junior 1, and like I said, I had nothing bad to say. Top carts are fast. I mean, but man, I mean, Doug's like family to me, man. It's he's a good guy.
He is a good guy, and I'll say this: I got nothing but he stood up for me when he stood up for me in times where you knew where you stood. Yeah, and he's always and I'll say I got nothing but love for Doug Hugler. He's great for the sport. He's a straight shooter. What you see is what you get, and that's Dougie. But we just all got to work better on promoting the sport. We got to, I think we all need to think about the number of shows that go on. Maybe we need to make them less and make a bigger deal out of the lesser numbers, right? Out of the lesser events, but make the events bigger deals.
And at the same time, too, in your local club events, it's having the right people on the board, not having the wrong people, because we've seen that before in other tracks to where, you get that wrong person on the board where nobody wants, or they think, oh, he's going to be good, all of a sudden chases away all the entries, and then some club tracks, hurt so much that, it costs you more, entry levels at, for club memberships at some tracks, they're astonishing. They're expensive. And it's like, well, do I even want to buy a membership? Because, when you add up the numbers, it's like, well, I can run, 6, 7, 8 races here, and I'd save myself, $40 being a non-member compared to buying a membership. And, that $40, could have been gas money, you can go over to try it's.
So is that, so what you're saying is there should be more perks for a membership.
Yeah. I mean, there should be more. I mean, it's, do drawings, do raffles, do more stuff, help promote, get more people out there, get the right people on the board, don't let it cost an arm and a leg to be a club member for a year, help out more with, your track cleanups,
But that's everybody though, right?
Yeah, but I'm just talking about everybody. I mean, everybody, you help support, dirt or asphalt, if you like coming to PSGKA, hey, come out and help be a corner worker for a day, help show support. Come out to a track cleanup, in different areas, all these places, it's hard. Like you said, it's hard because, come on, we all know, I'm not going to beat around the bush. We all know that when there's an off weekend and during the off week when there's track cleanup, there's a lot of people that don't want to go. They want to spend time around their house and relax. We've all been there, but it's hard. It's just trying to find the right things to help with these things.
It's trying to find the right balance, and I understand what you're saying. Help is everything, And it's not just with the organization. It's not just with the club. It's not just with the track. When you see a new guy out there that it's his first, second, even his third year with the club or racing with you, and he's struggling, and you see something that you know you can change, you can give him that little tidbit, add this here, add that there, stretch this wheel out there, move your seat over there. Give that guy that little tidbit that makes him feel better, that gives him another spot in line or two.
Libby, just not even that. Well, I mean, I could tell you this, it's, you see me walk to a track, you see the nice sticker kit, you see a nice clean, go-kart, you see a clean helmet, you see a guy who looks like, oh, wow, he looks fast. Oh, yeah, he is fast. But at the same time, it's like, don't intimidate them. If they're new, walk up to them, talk to them.
Yeah.
Give them that confidence. That's the big thing is when you get a new person come walking in, with an old like 98, a towel car or something on the track that's all beat up and rusted up, but they're there to learn and have fun. Go talk to them, be nice to them, introduce yourself.
Exactly.
Give them that confidence level. That's the big thing. I mean, that's one thing I like about myself because I'm not, I treat everybody, with respect,
Except me.
Well,
that's understandable.
That's a 2 vote on the understandable.
I like you, Terry. Come on.
I'm giving you crap, Collins.
We're just not going to go to the bar ever again.
No, we're not.
I recommend that.
What do you mean, Lippy? Don't you let these wheels fall off, Collins.
I can tell you. I remember 2000.
Yes, I do. Craig, the wheels are on. Let's keep them on.
Okay.
I'm being good.
Please.
But yeah, I mean, that's the big thing is when you get – that's the number one key. For when the rookies show up, treat them with respect. Go say hi to them. Introduce yourself. If you're a kart shop owner, go talk to them. Don't try to give them a sales pitch. Introduce yourself. Say, hey, I'm such and such from this shop. If you need anything, I'm over here. If you have any questions, come over here. Don't walk up to them and go, oh, yeah, looks like your bumper's back.
Yep, pipe of the week, clutch of the week, this and that, blah, 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 right?
When you're ready for a
don't
new
do that
chassis.
because that scares them more and scares them away.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Dude, we're out of time. We're out of time.
All right, I'll let you guys go. I got to go feed my kids.
Thanks a lot, Craig Collins. You're the man, buddy. We'll see you. We'll see you next week. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Craig Collins, everybody. What do you think, Lippy? Oh yeah, we got one other thing to do tonight. It's very important, so please don't go anywhere. Dave Chisholm gives 3 thumbs up, so that's awesome. We are going to give the final results of the Northwest Race Report Summer Chat Series. Lippy, take it away. Wait. We got to do this. We got to do this. Okay? So don't go anywhere. I know we've kept you a little over time, but it's going to be just a little bit more.
You got my
right here.
You got my burnout? Hey, everybody. This is Glenn Lippy Tower, and welcome to Lappin' with Lippy. Here we go, folks. So, Dan Watkins pulls it down with 139, followed closely by Brett Meyer, who was 126, followed by Ronnie Cox, who was 86, Sean Halbert, which was 82, Daryl Kelso, 73, Rusty King, 68, Northwest Kart Dates comes in at 55, Ronnie Swires comes in at 54.
What position is Swires?
He is 8th. Our hard charger from last week would have been Jason Susich, who came from 14th all the way up to 9th.
Wow!
To finish in the top 10 ahead of Sean Carr and knocking out Matt Strebe.
That kills me that he beats Sean Carr. Sean Carr is on here a lot.
He is. It was Susich's number 1 last week.
Yeah, but see, Susich had that was like a Bailey Jean was going to be on.
Yeah.
You think he was going to?
Yeah, he was carrying it over.
Yeah, you think he was? His adrenaline was still flying from the weekend.
And your winner?
So the winner is going to be Dan Watkins.
That's a for the second time.
That's it, back to back. So Brent Meyer gave him a heck of a challenge all year long, and I don't think Dan even passed him up until about 3 or 4 shows ago. So
wow.
They were going back and forth. So our packages are going to be coming in the next week or so we will be getting them out and sending them in to you guys.
So congratulations, Dan Watkins. You are going to get a $50 gas card, courtesy of the Northwest Race Report.
Woohoo!
You're also going to get a Burris T-shirt, courtesy of Kurt Burris and Burris Racing and Mike Burris. And you're also going to receive, I believe it's a 3-year subscription to American Muscle Car.
Right, nice. And I'm going to be throwing in a Micron tack bag with that and tire tape so you can check your stagger. So, and that's going to be tire tapes are going to go all the way down to 10th, and tack bags are going to go to 3rd. So.
Sweet. And we also got a brand new in the box, in the case, Longacre big gauge tire gauge. It's a glow in the dark too, I believe. It's got the breather, courtesy of the loader, Jeff Eden.
Nice.
And the other day I pulled out a number and wrote it down on my deal here, and it's number 2.
Number 2.
So number 2 is going to get that bitchin' air gauge, which, by the way, guys, the bigger the gauge, the more accurate the gauge is.
Oh, nice. So Brent Meyer comes away with that.
So congratulations to that. And then all second's going to get a gas card for $25, and so is third.
Oh, see, there you go.
To total that $100. And I think second gets a 2-year subscription, and I think third gets a 1-year subscription. But I will confirm that with Mark Bergfeld. But nonetheless, yeah.
I've got to get home tonight and sign up with Bulldog for my UAS shirt from Tees and Tots.
Absolutely. Matt Fontaine
yes.
just gave him the okay, so I think we should be anytime soon. Please, I know we asked you this before. We didn't receive one thing. I'm going to assume that means nobody wants a Northwest Race Report first edition T-shirt. Is that what I'm safe to assume?
Didn't hear.
I hope not. But if you can help us out, they're $20. Let us know. We can let Matt Fontaine know. All we're going to try to do is just sell them enough to keep re-upping. We're not making a profit on any of this. So that's all we're trying to do is get some out there. We're going to hopefully have more than one edition. Matt Fontaine, Tees and Tops. Bulldog. What?
Bulldog T-shirts, is it?
BulldogShirt.com. There you go. Boom, 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 ding, ding, ding. And so appreciate Matt Fontaine. If you need T-shirts for your race team, he does all that. He does embroidery. He does hats. He does all kinds of cool stuff. So
he posted up some stuff for his personal shirts today. Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know, sick.
Yeah. I'm ordering that and the UAS shirts tonight as soon as I get home.
So check him out, Matt Fontaine, Tees and Tops, BulldogShirt.com.
Today's the last day for the UAS shirts, by the way.
That's correct.
So get her done.
Get her done. And with that,
we are way late.
Yep, we are. Sorry to keep you. While we go out, I'll go out with the kind of the Gold Cup winners. Trey Arnzen's the winner. Daytona Arnzen's the winner. He beats Jacob Smith in Junior 2. Junior 1 was Trey Arnzen. PRD, Chris Worley, Ricky Worley, and Doug Hugler. Kellen Dean, David Shorn, and Mike Shorn in 206. Rotex Jr., Marco Kasich, Kyle Francis. Tag Junior 3, Ellie Musgrave, Mario Grill. And let's see here. Senior 206, Ricky Worley, A.J. Fugit, and Brandon McCorkle. Shifters goes to Miles Peterson, arguably one of the best all-around karters here in the Northwest, and Ross Wolf. Let's see here. Carson Blakesley, Austin Arnold, and Gabe Butch and Schoen. That was your Micromax. Tag Senior Gary Rail, Tony Madden, and Wade Jansen. Tomorrow, World Outlaws. We'll have some cool stuff next week for that. Yeah, Lip, you got anything?
Keep it on the high side.
Jeffrey, you know what your topic's going to be for next week? You're going to come back with part 2 on how to tell if your frame is hammered.
That's right.
All right, so we'll be back with that. The loader going to have some cool stuff. Yes, Lippy will be on track this winter. He's going to have some cool stuff, so stay tuned. We'll see you next week. We love you. Or maybe I'll see you at the at Willamette. If you're going down to the World Outlaws, stop by and say, what up? We love you. Thanks for all the support, you guys. We'll see you next week.